calendula flowers drying. And I have a bowl of them here and a bowl here. This bowl is really quite dry already. I just need to be doing something with it. And marigold flowers. And here's my indoor plants. I shook this vigorously and it's actually making some peppers. Interestingly enough. And I think I need to go ahead and trim up the pepper plants. Maybe I'll talk about that in my next video. I don't know, several things I could do in my next video. Greetings. I know it's been over a week since I've posted a video, but it's just been a crazy week. Hubby wasn't feeling well. Not at all. We finally got into the lab to have some lab works done. Come to find out, the doctor said he was dehydrated. And when that happens, your body wants to try to shut down. Anyway, we got him rehydrated and he was really weak for several days. Didn't feel much like eating, but then gradually started eating, and like yesterday he ate good. This morning he even felt up to mowing the lawn. Well, the grass hadn't grown much, but it was covered in leaves. So now I have a big pile of leaves on my compost pile, which, thank you, I like that. Anyway, this video that I'm doing right now is kind of showing you what I'm doing to wrap up my garden for the winter and try to make sure everything's doing good. I still have a few roses trying to bloom. They are few and far between. And my blueberry bushes have turned pretty colors of red. They're so pretty in the fall. And a few petunias still cheering me up. They will probably disappear after tomorrow because we're supposed to get cold weather. This is a Jerusalem artichoke out by the fence. I don't know if it's gotten tall enough to do what it needs to do underground or not. And my corn, alas alack, it's done. I got 0. Well, there were a couple of ears, but they were not big enough to be edible. Here's my pile of leaves that I talked about earlier. Lots and lots of good leaves. I'm going to have good mulch and compost next spring. My zinnias are still looking very pretty. I decided to go around and take a few pictures of some of them because they're just so pretty. In different colors and just, they're beautiful. I'm so glad I planted zinnias this year. I think that I'm going to plant zinnias every year from now on because I discovered I really like them. I like these ones that are kind of a two-tone. Well, I got floating row cover on all of the parts of the garden that I want to have a few things still growing. There's another zinnia. Anyway, after I got the floating row cover on, I got the plastic out of the storage shed and started putting plastic on all of the places where I had floating row covers. And so I got that done. I have one more part over on the mound that I need to get some plastic on. It won't be clear plastic. I'm going to have to put some other kind of plastic because I don't have any more clear plastic. And indoors, I had a whole bunch of celery that I had harvested, so I dehydrated the celery. In fact, I still have some of it going. And what I've got in my dehydrator right now are the stems, 2 thingies of stems, and 1 of more leaves. And I'm putting the leaves, when they're all crackly and fall apart, then they're ready to be done. And so I'm putting them in this big jar. And I've got this much so far. And I get that 1 more tray full. It'll have a little more, and then I'll put the stems are going to take a little longer. The leaves, not so long. And then I picked what little lavender I had, and I'll hang that up and let it dry naturally. Well, if you've been watching my videos for very long, you know there's part of my yard that I call the mound. And I didn't go out there today and record anything, but I have some a Jerusalem artichoke there that had gotten quite tall and has a little flower on the end. So I know that it did what it was supposed to do. I don't know about those other ones that I showed you a little bit ago. I don't know what it takes for them to make the artichokes underneath the ground. I guess I should research that. Anyway, the one on the mound I know will probably have something under the ground. Since I just had so few this year, I'm probably not going to worry too much about harvesting any. But I know, like next year, I will have to, because they become invasive if you don't keep after them. And I've got more calendula flowers out there to probably pick. I should do that tomorrow. Our weather. Tonight is still supposed to be in the 40s. That's what it's been running the last few nights. 39, 38 is about the lowest it's gotten. I think it was 36 one night several nights ago, but in the low 40s is basically what it's been running at night. But tomorrow night's supposed to be down 32, 33. So obviously tomorrow night will probably be our first frost. And then the next day, it gets a little colder. The next day, a little colder until Sunday, maybe a Saturday. Sunday and Monday, I think, are the 2 nights are like 17, 14 is the projection. Down in the teens anyway. And we might even get some snow if there's any precipitation in the air. Time will tell. And if it snows, that will make a good next video. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, I feel good that I got my plastic on my plants. And hopefully that protects them from dying. Underneath one of the areas, and I have kind of almost double plastic on it, some little, I think if you look a few videos back, I had some little starts in a tray, and I got those planted out in the ground, but they're not very tall. They're kind of, and I put a lot of slug stuff there so that the slugs won't eat them, because sometimes that happens to me when I plant little seedlings. They just get eaten up, and I didn't want that to happen. Anyway, hopefully it doesn't get too cold for them. They're all brassicas, cold weather plants, so we'll see what happens. If they may die, but at least I will know I tried. And things are going fine in the house. We had a catastrophe yesterday, and that little kitty cat, she kept trying to take a nap on top of one of my fig plants. Well, I went in there and I saw her trying to lay down in the fig getting all comfortable on top of the fig. So I yelled at her. She scrambled so fast she knocked the whole planter off onto the floor. So there was dirt everywhere. So I had to scoop up all the dirt and replant the figs and vacuum the floor, obviously. So, little kitty, I don't know. She's so cute. You can't help but be mad at her only for a couple of seconds. Anyway, that's kind of all my video is going to be about today. Just letting you know that our winter, actually it's fall, our fall is coming, but it will feel like winter. And I know I've watched videos about some of the rest of you preparing for winter, so I guess it was my turn. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Always hesitate whether or not. Let me know in the comments. Do you like it when people ask you to like and subscribe and hit the little bell? Or would you rather we just don't say that at all and let you know that that's what you should do by knowing that that's what you do instead of telling you? I mean, I think everybody's smart enough to know that if they want to watch someone's videos more, they need to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I don't. And new people that haven't watched the channel before, they should know that already. So do I need to tell you? Most of the channels I watch, they do tell you that, either at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end, usually at the end. And then I listened to one not too long ago where someone thanked her for not doing it because they like better when the person doesn't. So I'm torn. What do you think I should do? Do I need to remind you to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell? Or should I just leave that part off? Well, I will look forward to your replies and comment about any other things that you notice. If you have questions, I'd love to answer them. If you have comments, I love to read your comments. I don't always respond with a comment, but I'll always hit the little love button so that you know that I read your comment. And if I have something that I can logically answer back, I will. So until I make my next video, and they're not going to be as often now that the weather's getting bad because there's just not as much stuff to talk about. So expect I'm going to try at least once a week, just like before. And, oh, my wreath. That's left over from last Christmas, but we've got new ones on order. We'll be getting those in about a month. Right around Thanksgiving time, I think, is when we get them. And we're getting from 2 different sources this year, I think. These, in the past, we've always gotten them from the Pendleton High School dance team. And then I can't remember what the other source is where we're getting one this year. That somebody said they were selling them, and I think my husband said that we needed to buy one from them. So, don't know. Anyway, I'll be replacing that one with a nice fresh one. It's amazing that stayed up there all the way since last Christmas. Well, since last November, really. And I love that my flag is up there, too. Well, I was getting ready to sign off, and then I got sidetracked. Wouldn't you know it? So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And until I see you on the next video, may the good Lord richly bless you. Bye.